you. It is nice when the track is good. Yes. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Speedy's Garage YouTube channel. We're obviously on another field trip this week. We're headed back to Beach Bend. They're doing something they haven't ever done before, at least that I'm aware of. They're doing a sort of a private track rental. They're calling it a hot shot test and tune. You had to pre-register. Costs a little bit more than the standard test and tune day, but it's limited to 50 cars, which will be great because it means you can pull right back around if you want to. And I plan to make a bunch of passes today if that's the case, or at least be able to dial the car in like I haven't been able to in the past when it's super crowded. They're going to provide supposedly really good track prep, which is good news. And again, with it limited to 50 cars, we get from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. just those 50. So it should give us a lot of time to test a couple of different things. And that's really always been, loud part of the road there, sorry about that. That's been one of the things at Beach Bend that's been a little bit tricky. Usually when we go, we're competing with all of the cars that show up with street tires, or sometimes even a big 4x4 pickup truck, which I haven't quite figured out why people bring those to the drag strip, but to each their own, I guess. Today is limited to drag tires only, so you have to either be running a slick or a drag radial, which will also help. So they're going to prep the track, should have pretty good surface. Now, the caveat is like my luck a lot of times when it comes to the drag strip and Beach Bend in particular, the weather has been iffy. It was beautiful yesterday, and today when they're actually doing this kind of private track rental, it's questionable, I'm gonna call it. It's cloudy. The temperatures are gonna be good, probably about 60 degrees for the high, so the DA should be reasonable. The question will be the humidity. There was some rain that moved through. I'm hoping that's all over with. It's not really a front, it's just some kind of little pop-up little showers here and there. And I've been watching the weather and it changed about 5 times in 24 hours. So the weather people don't have a clue what it's gonna do. So I'm just gonna hope for the best, hope for a good track surface. I put together 3 or 4 tunes. When we went last time, we were in the 986. We had the 152 60 foot. We're again gonna be focusing on the 60 foot today. When I ran the 152, I was running my low traction tune is what I call it. And it basically has 90 or maybe 100 horsepower pulled out at the launch. So today I've got an A, B, a C, and a D tune. I doubt I'll ever be able to get the D on Beach Bend surface. It's just, I doubt that's ever gonna happen. But if I can get to B, or if I can get A to work, I know I've had a 1.4 something 60 foot with it before. If that works great, I'm gonna go to B. If that works okay, we're gonna go to C, and we should be able to run some pretty good times. That's one of the limitations of the Dodge Demon, that you see a lot of people really struggling to make those times that the factory was able to hit. It's because the power comes in very early, and you have to have everything just right for that to work. So what I've done with my tunes is I'm not making any more power up top. It makes plenty. It's trapping 140, 141 miles an hour. What I'm doing is bringing the power in more early in the RPM range on each of the tunes. We can get that sucker to launch hard. We're gonna run some good times today. Wish us luck. All right, we got the car prepped. We're actually ready to run. We got our race tune loaded. I'm going with my A tune today to start. Last week it was the low traction A tune, which pulls out about 100 horsepower like I mentioned. I'm gonna cross our fingers. They are still working on the track. He just announced about 30 minutes and they think they'll have the track ready. They had a couple of spots that they wanted to work on a little bit more. Like I've said a million times, Beach Bend's a little bit of an interesting surface because it's so close to that river and the way the moisture kind of settles in. So we're just gonna have to see how it goes. We're gonna have a good time no matter what. So I'm ready to make some passes. All right, here we go. First pass.
Good shot on the Camaro 988 at 139.82. And now a man so famous in Dodge racing circles that he has but one name, Speedy, in his Challenger. Creator and organizer of Challenger Fest, now also involved with Holly
Oh, it's gonna be a good one.
8th mile.
Dang.
623 at 114. Top of the track 970 at 147.
970, that's a personal best. 970. We can get after it even harder.
And from one.
You can always tell when the sunroof opens, it's going to be a good pass. They've worked on the track quite a bit today with it being kind of cloudy. Thank you. Oh, wow. A 9.704. I had a 1.425 60 foot. 1.425. That's what I'm talking about. There you go. 9.704. That's a good pass, and we can actually get after it a little bit harder, I think. Time to turn it up. All right, here we go for our second pass. We turned it up just a tick. Just a tick. Oh yeah, that's a good one too. It is nice when the track is good. Yes. I've learned to get on the brakes a little harder earlier because the car is going faster. That was a good one. I think I can launch even harder than that. All right, not quite as good. That was a 984 at 140.2. We had a 149 60 foot. So I'm going to try to launch with a few more RPM. I didn't really feel it spin. So far 970, that first pass has been our best one of the day. But we're getting into those 1.460 foots like I've been hunting for. I'm happy with that. There you go. 10-2. What he was shooting for. All right. We'll try our third run.
In the 8th.
Good launch. Wow. Sunroof opened all the way up on that one. All the way up. That was a good launch.
To the most excellent 1969 motor movie called Vanishing Point.
We had a 146 60 foot.
The star of the movie was a 69 Challenger.
113 miles an hour, almost 114 to the 8th. We had a 979 at 140.6. So we're getting those consistent 1.460 foots, which is what I've been looking for. I've got one more tune I think I'm going to try since this thing's hooking up so well. We're going to see how that does.
3694.
gonna make one more run and call it good. We've read a personal best. The car's done real well. Got a little bit of an experimental tune-up in it. We're gonna see how it does. Sunroof opened all the way up. Man, that track is good. That track is good today. Okay, so a little better than last time. We had a 144 60 foot, so I'm happy with that. 976 at 140. 976. So consistent, running good. These tunes are working. I really need to go back and look at some data logs and decide if there's anything more. The DA has gone up since my first run this morning. I think the DA is about 1600-ish, according to the little track app that I use. So it's a little higher this morning. It was right about 1200 when I ran the 970. So pretty successful day. I am tickled. We finally got the 60 foots where we wanted them to be. Now we just keep dialing it in, see how much faster it'll go. Well, we had a successful day. We've packed up, converted the car back over to street mode, and we are headed to headquarters, which of course is Smoky Bones up here in Bowling Green. Have us a nice cold beer, look at some time slips before we drive back to Middle Tennessee. What a great day. A little worried about the weather this morning, but it turned out awesome. Beach Bend, those guys busted their butts to get that track ready and kept it tight all day long. I never spun a tire. That's how good it was. Never spun a tire. We are definitely going to do another one of these. It was a really great day to be able to test because I could go make a change, cool the car down, go back up and make a pass, and I knew the effect that change had, and I didn't have to wonder, well, was it the car with street tires on it that was in front of me, or was it because I waited an hour in the staging lanes and the conditions are now way different? It was just a much calmer day, and we had a blast. Crew Chief Greg ran a 10.2, which was a personal best for him. I ran several 9.7 passes with a 9.70 being my best, so I set a personal best by a long shot. I think my previous personal best was like a 983. So we've confirmed that AAD suspension is definitely working. All in all, a great day, and I learned a few things. Like I said, it was nice just to be able to go test some stuff, go straight to the staging lanes and see, make a small change and go test it, and be able to get the results very quickly, and then you could iterate and go through that very, very fast rather than having to mess around on a regular test and tune day where you're in line all day. So very, very successful day. We're gonna grab some dinner, head back to Middle Tennessee. And Chad, who goes by Ivory Cat online, he ran a 998 in his 6-speed Hellcat, which was a personal best for him. A 9-second pass and a 6-speed is really, really getting it done. So congrats to him as well. Guys, I am thrilled with GoManGo. We got out on a good track. Beach Bend again did a phenomenal job with the prep. I'm definitely going to go back and do another one of those hot shot test and tunes. I'm not going to show you each time slip, you've already seen them, but interestingly, the best pass was the very first one. And I drive the car, so I drove it an hour and a half to Beach Bend. Didn't like it, came off a trailer and was cold or something. And that's where I ran the 9.704 at 140.77. I had a 1.425 60 foot, which I'm extremely happy with. The next 3 passes were with tunes that made more power and brought power in earlier. The DA did change a little bit. It was, depending on where I looked, if I looked at my little track app, it was between 1,000 and 1,600 or 1,200 and 1,600. If I went to airdensityonline.com, I think is the name of the website, it says it was between 800 and 1,000. So I don't know which one was right. I usually use the track app, but quite frankly, I'm gonna have to get one of those Kestrel meters just so I know exactly where, what it is, where I'm at, and I can write it down and notate it. But the last pass I made of the day was that 976 at 140.27 with a 1.448 60 foot. So still very, very good, but that was with a hotter tune in the car. So that's kind of interesting to me. I need to go back and do some cross checks on that. And what I will say, that 9.7 that I ran with the hottest tune, it still wasn't as hot as what comes factory in a Dodge Demon that's claimed to run 965. My 970 wasn't anywhere near, I mean, it was way less than what a factory Demon tune has in it. So there's still probably a little bit more in the car. Now, it does have 262 gears as a reminder. I'm running the Red Eye engine with the factory Hellcat supercharger, the 2.4, not the Red Eye supercharger that's bigger. It still has the Hellcat supercharger, which is a 2.4. Hellraiser 2.72 pulley. I had my Mickey Thompson ET Street R's on there, 305, 45, 17s, and my skinnies on the front. Injectors in a tune, and running Renegade RM109 fuel. So if you want to know what the setup was, that was it. DA, let's call it around 1,000 just to say. And it ran great. So I'm really curious if I can get after it a little bit harder, or maybe figure out a little something. And this car, I'm pretty sure, will have some kind of 9.6 in it. But honestly, we're getting very, very close to maxing it out. And that's exactly what I wanted to know. Under maximum effort, good conditions, what would it do? And I would say for now, a 970 is pretty dang close. It might have a 960 something in it if I can get that 60 foot to a maybe 139, 138. Very, very happy with that AAD drag pack suspension. Man, it launched, it felt good. Everything went straight and stable. And that's what you want when you're doing 140 miles an hour down the drag strip. So that's it. We're gonna call the AAD suspension a success. We got some really good times in GoManGo. Probably not gonna go too much faster than that, but I'm tickled. You guys know 10.0's always been my goal, and now I'm well below that. Very fast to have a 9-second street car. Hope you enjoyed the content. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Be sure to check us out on Instagram. It's @Speedys_garage, as well as our website, www.speedysgarage.net. And hopefully, I'll see you out there.